So just as we thought, South Africa are home and dry. They take 4 points. They get a point against Nigeria, which will be like a loss for Nigeria. And they beat Lesotho comfortably. We're still seeing this Teboho Mokoena situation bubbling around again. Now, let's look at what's happened. We don't need to go through it again. I'm sure anyone watching this is aware of why the Mokoena scenario has come about. But the aftermath and what the South Africans are saying is no complaint was lodged within 24 hours of the game. And it's not Nigeria that lodged the complaint. It's Lesotho they played. It's got to be Lesotho that's looking at doing the complaint. And I think Lesotho, if they picked who'd go to the World Cup, probably want South Africa to go. So I don't really understand what all this fuss is about. FIFA have let it bubble away for months. They've not said anything. CAF have not said anything. So surely we're not going to hear anything about it. But one way or another, Dr. Patrice, aka the CAF president, needs to kind of give a bit of clarity as to what's going on here, because there's a little bit of uncertainty amongst not just South African football fans, but other African football fans as to how this is going to play out. If you're not going to do anything to South Africa and no complaint was made on time or no complaint was made to FIFA, then tell us you're doing nothing. I don't like the way we're being left in the dark about it. Now, we said for weeks, if South Africa get the job done against Nigeria, this 3-point deduction won't even make a difference. And if you look at the table now, you can see it beside me. South Africa are 6 points ahead of Nigeria with 2 games to go. And South Africa are very much in the driving seat. The problem now is Benin. Because Gernot Rohr and Benin, who picked up 6 points from this camp, the most of any team in this international break in this group. Benin 6 points. They beat Lesotho 4-0, even though the game kicked off at about midnight because the lighting wasn't working. Benin have come out and said, suddenly, because Benin are the team 3 points behind South Africa, and they said, we need to have these points taken off South Africa. So it's now Benin are now the ones pushing the case and leading the charge for South Africa to lose 3 points, even though the game didn't involve Benin, where the alleged incident happened with Mokoena. It was with Lesotho in South Africa. All of a sudden, Benin, who've kept their mouths shut for months, now want to come and take 3 points off South Africa, because suddenly, if you take those 3 points away, Benin would be level on points with South Africa and have every chance of reaching the FIFA World Cup. So now that South Africa have put Nigeria to bed, it looks like they're going to get some more enemies with Benin here, the West Africans. And Benin have come out, you'd think they'd be amazingly over the moon, buzzing, 6 points, beat Lesotho. No, they seem to be fuming. They've got a chip on their shoulder that South Africa haven't had 3 points. The statements Benin have come out with are ridiculous. Benin have come out and said, we need integrity, suspensions should be adhered to. No official complaint's gone in, and if it has, it's gone in too late. I don't know what Benin are trying here. If Benin get out of a group with South Africa and Nigeria, something's gone terribly wrong down the line. I tell you that. Benin only just scraped an AFCON place earlier this year. I cannot believe Benin are doing this. This is poor sportsmanship. South Africa don't have any games against Benin left, so it's not in Benin's hands either. South Africa have Zimbabwe away, which more than likely would be played in South Africa anyway, like the last game we saw, and Zimbabwe have played a lot of their home games in South Africa, and South Africa face Rwanda, who you'd very much back as strong favourites to beat them in that game as well. So South Africa will take 6 points in match days 9 and 10 next month. You know, worst case, they'll draw to Zimbabwe and beat Rwanda, 4 points. But even if they take 4 points, it should be more than good enough. I just don't get why people aren't leaving them alone. Like, there seems to be a real sense of jealousy here that South Africa have come out of this group. Nigeria did all they can. Nigeria got to keep their mouth shut now because you haven't beaten them twice. So you can take... The irony is, what's the point of Nigeria saying take 3 points from South Africa? 1, you still won't catch them. And 2, you're giving 3 points to Lesotho, which is only going to make matters even more complicated for yourselves. Why are Benin jumping on the ship just because they're second spot now? No, Benin. Benin aren't the beneficiaries of the points. It's to make South Africa suffer rather than to the benefit of Benin. So I think it's really poor what Benin have done in the aftermath of the Lesotho game to try and suddenly play these mind games, because every media you talk to with Benin, you've got Gernot Rohr, the manager, saying, no, we're not talking about the game. South Africa have got to lose 3 points. Steve Mounier, no, you're not talking about the game, not scoring. You've got to talk about South Africa losing 3 points. Now, Benin have never been to the World Cup, and even if they come second, they've got a fantastic opportunity of getting one of those lucrative berths from the top 4 runners-up and playing in the playoffs. When you look at the teams in the playoffs, Bolivia, New Caledonia, Benin have every chance of coming through that. But it looks like they're trying to make it worse now and make this messy mess of the yellow card resolved. But FIFA and CAF are not covering themselves in glory by failing to address this situation. So I don't know what's going to happen. We need to see a statement from someone. But the bottom line is that I don't think we're going to hear anything until the qualifiers conclude. And I've said this before the Nigeria game. CAF and FIFA are waiting to see how big is South Africa's gap at the top. There's no God-given right that Benin takes 6 points either, by the way. Benin have got to play Nigeria. Benin have got 2 away games. There's no guarantee Benin even win their next 2 away games. I think FIFA and CAF will wait and see it play out. They see South Africa get, let's say, 7-point, 8-point lead, take 3 points. They're going to win the group by 5 points instead of 8 points. It will make no difference. And I think that's the best way to do it. I still think that's what will happen. CAF and FIFA will wait in to see the group play out rather than interject. Because if you jump in now, you're going to really overcomplicate things. But listen, dirty from Benin, South Africa, more than deserved of their spot from this group. Let me know your thoughts down below. Thanks for watching, and I will see you next time.